So as a good practice, before we begin the usage of our hydraulic power unit, we are going to do a visual inspection, a walk around. We're going to look for any fluid on the floor, any leaks, and you definitely want to check your power line and you want to check your return and your supply lines for any visible damage. So before we begin operating the unit, we check the back to make sure that our lines are closed. So before we power on our display and power up the unit, we want to make sure that the bypass valve is open and that our handle is down. Every HPU we manufacture is the same. You just make sure this handle is down. That's the most important. We, as best practice, also have this handle down, which is putting the HPU in its internal reservoir mode. Okay, so you've checked your fluid levels and your unit is plugged in, indicated by the green light, and you're just going to power on your screen. So the display's on and working. Now we're going to set our handles. We're going to go into just aircraft mode. We are not using the reservoir, and our bypass valve is open. So the next step is we want to choose our flow and pressure settings. You have a pictogram right here. And for the sake of this test, we're going to go with 6 gallons per minute and 500 PSI. Once this is all set, we would connect our return and supply lines to the aircraft. So we've set the unit, and at this point we have connected our lines, and we are going to open up the supply and return valves. So now the unit is prepared to do the swing test. We're going to go back one screen for the pump pictogram to power on. Excellent, now we need to turn the pump on, so we just go back to the home screen, which shows the pictogram of our pump, and we can power the pump on. So your final stage to send the pressure and flow to your aircraft is to close the bypass valve. So you have turned off the motor and your PSI is dropping down to around 500. So we're going to switch the bypass valve back to HPU mode. So we've shut down the hydraulic power unit, and we are going to tee off our lines or close our lines before we disconnect from the aircraft. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions, please contact Aero Specialties. Please also note that these videos are not intended to replace an in-depth understanding of the manual and the safety guidelines.